Mainstay of the demonic illnesses of man is they have stalking, it's projection. The mainstay of sexual abuse is stalking. It's stalking, right? And these are people who might be in your space or come into your space, but don't have any reasonable interest or have been reliably or not reliably relieved of a proportional interest in your well-being. So I had a fat Wednesday in my house who needed a place to stay. And she didn't know it was my house, right? Because I didn't make a big deal of it. And she invited some of her faggoty friends over who started criticizing me. I had a little bit of art, and he picked one thing that I own, a piece of art that I found beautiful. I favor certain color tones. I don't really care what kind of art it is, right? And started criticizing it while sitting at my table. Think about that. Do you understand what that means? And this fat fuck sat at the other end like it's her fucking house. I let it go because she wanted to have her faggoty friends over and have a nice night. And part of having a nice night for demonic and faggoty types of people, not all homosexuals, but demonic illnesses. And I've studied that. I helped a homosexual write a book who was demonically possessed. And it's people who've been sexually preyed upon often are demonically possessed. It puts a demon in your blood. And it changes people's personalities. Now, it's raining a bit, so I'm trying to think where I want to go. If I want to stay here or not. Well, let's see, there's a log under here. No. Let's look around for a bit. Oops. See if we can find a little sheltery area. Sometimes it's not raining that hard, so sometimes you can find shelter from the storm. Yeah, probably in here. It's not raining very much, so I can just. But I get emotions about it because it is evil. It is evil. And I sat at my table in my house on the ocean, and these people, these demonic, mentally ill people, they work together. That's why they were friends. And I got to see how they are. Can't say I'd really want to spend that much more time with them. They didn't thank me for my hospitality, nor did she before she left the house. In fact, I met her on the ferry, and all she did is gawk at me like she didn't know what to say. She was so nonplussed about me as a person. Absolutely fascinating. Wow. Kind of protects me from the wind, too. My mom is a sociopath, so she doesn't really take responsibility for herself, her actions, her decisions. I don't have a lot of money, so I don't have as many decisions. That thing, but she shoots herself in the foot. She literally is her own worst enemy. And I talked to her for years about, getting sound financial advice and talking to me or someone else before making big decisions. But she only talks to people who are going to tell her yes. She wants to make sure she never has to tell anyone anything. Right. You can bring it from the future of the room. Unusual. It's not a bad spot. Smoke the rest of this joint and then go on. I have a lot of shock about it. I can get angry about it things 20 years after the fact. Because I'm just sitting there taking it, letting it pass. And you'll find that, a lot of people know other people. So you invite one person into your house, then they're inviting other predators to practice territorial theatrics. Yeah, this isn't this is my house. It's not my house. It's not my house. You can show me. Okay? And her faggoty friends were coming into the house and jeopardizing her ability to continue staying there without any anxiety of the risk involved. That's disease, disintegration, disintegrating energy. I don't get a lot of people who, like that guy Jay and his ugly girlfriend and her ugly dog. I mean, there's not a lot of brain development there. I met his ex-girlfriend one day and she's creepy. I find people quite creepy. You take a vote. He doesn't like my content. Okay. So you can open my house. If you were away from me, I'm not moving. Make the door open. Sure. You can take the food. That's my fucking house. Any comments about my cleaning today? You sure? Why not? How about you, Joanna? Do you have any comments about the Halloween? Anything at all? Anything like what's on your face? Is it? How about you? Let's keep it cooking. Let's do stuff. Most sexual predators don't think they're sexual predators. People in this area are sick. The Blaze, every town I've lived in, people are sick. It doesn't matter what their orientation is, they're sick. They're degraded. They watch too much TV, they listen to music, they don't really read anything that's worth reading. They're not putting together a life of knowledge. They're putting together a life of avoidance and denial of the biggest fucking issue in the world, which is narcissistic sociopathy, stalking, and sexually predatory human behavior. But yeah, my sister calling my mom puts a lot of troubling energy because she's a sexual predator, and she's been stalking me since I was 16 years old. She would bring friends over the house and they'd insult me. She brought a friend over the house who wanted to fuck me when I was like 13 years old. Women are quite disgusting, really. I have a young slut in Portugal who's been stalking me for about 6 years, just off of my blog and my YouTube channel. People are not paid to care about people. People are paid not to care. People are not paid to care about people. They're paid not to care. You're paid not to care about people. You can't pay enough to care about their own children. You can't pay people to care about other people. I have family who did a lot of missionary work for free. You didn't have to pay to care about people. You understand? Most white people, you have to pay them to care about people. You cannot pay a police enough. You can't pay a bus driver enough to care about human beings. If they don't already care, there's a guy where I was shopping today at the Chevron. Now he has a really expensive car. Right? He has a $35,000-$40,000 Mustang. And that's fine. But I can tell he's a brown by the look in his eyes that he cares about people. He's a caring person. Okay, let's go. Joe? Sexual predators, I don't do anything about them. They identify themselves to me. They come into my home, they walk by me. Like Jay and his girlfriend are sexual predators. She has a mini pincer, beautiful color. Clearly 15 pounds overweight. It's disgusting. And they're both overweight. Why? Because they don't crap enough. Because they don't take enough shits. The other end of the spectrum, sociopaths and sexual predators, exhibit a lot of food control. Like enormous amounts sometimes. Are you happy? Let's go. Not a single fucking thing. But you think you're an hour, aren't you? Demon, demonic people, they're like actors and actresses, right? That's the way people are taught. The health world is a big one. People pretending to be all kinds of things, affecting different postures, doing their yoga postures. When you're doing yoga, you're learning how to put on a show. People who do these things, they don't really care about anybody. Because when you're putting on a show, you don't usually care about people. Because you're busy putting on a show. I had two young yoga professionals stay in my home once. They came into my home, not the first time. People like this took food, took what they wanted, ate it right for me. Never said thank you, stayed for 2 days. One of their friends sexually assaulted me in the house before I didn't say anything. All about positive things, positive things, positive things. How sociopaths behave. They don't have any problems with each other. Sociopath. Do you understand? They don't have any problems with sociopaths. Right? People who are not sociopaths have trouble with sociopaths. People who are not demonic. I know one person in the area who actually hunts demons. Right? There was one guy on Salt Spring, a black guy, who used to hunt demons. And he would say, "Oh, what's that?" It's like, "Oh, you just notice them." To be noticed. Their time is up usually by the time you really notice them really attacking you. The people host body, because the demon is like a brain parasite. It doesn't really know what's happening. The host body doesn't really know what's happening. When you look at them, their eyes glaze over, blackened. They don't know what they're doing. They've done it before, and nip them, because they also have brain parasites. Will help them to get away with it. So it takes all the load, right? They become the ruler of the house. They become the ruler of this, but they get nothing. If you're the ruler, they take away. The ruler takes everything. They've learned that the father, the ruler, the leader, is the one who should be blamed for everything, so they don't have to really be responsible for anything. Right? Even if they own businesses, they will lapse into this behavior. Right? This is a level of normal human psychology. It's what all violence is connected to in the world. Violence. So I told him, I said, I used to get sick all the time to go to the hospital a lot because of her and my sister. And I said, we solved that, didn't we? He said, what do you mean we? I said, it doesn't happen anymore. It was a domestic issue, right? Problem in the environment. So my sister can't do anymore. But she still stalks me. She doesn't get pleasure from hurting me. She just doesn't consider me at all. In fact, it's the opposite. Brain parasites don't get pleasure from hurting people. They lose pleasure. They can never be satisfied by it. It's a very risky behavior that can never satisfy. Right? I come out here today, I'll walk outside, risky. I spend my time away from risky. I don't have a lot of money, risky. What am I investing in? Investing in myself, the center of myself, the place where I do what I love in the world. Right? I make connections with nature that I can't talk about to most sociopaths, right? They don't care about connections with nature, having dreams about whales and dolphins. They don't care about that. It's all people are, but if you look at the sociopathic nature of human beings, they don't care about anything. The demonic don't care about anything. They live from day to day. They collect their money, their chits. They fuck, they get fucked. They're like that song, some of them want to use you. Some of them, that's a demonic song. That's a riot. That's a pandemonium. Right? Day destroys the night. Night divides the day. Hoo, hey, come on through to the other side. That's a demonic language. What is it really conjuring up? It's conjuring up excited, abnormal personality complexes with a strong sense of a hive mind. No one goes to a concert, the raucous choir, the raucous riot is not magnified by the sheer number of people jumping up and down. Women have known to faint, right? People get killed, they get stomped. And then the singer stops and goes, oh, we've got a problem here. And I go, oh, look, he's so caring. He's the one who organized the thing, for fuck's sake. You think they don't know that danger? That you're going to get trampled in a mosh pit or something? Right? They're demons. They're operating in a demonic. They're actors. They're controllers. They're managers. They're witches who want to exploit the parasitical dimensions of the human mind, which is lunar, excessively feminine. Right? So that guy, Jay, he's always laughing all the time. Always, ho, no big deal, right? He sent me this email one day that didn't make any sense about meeting him somewhere. I had no idea where it was. And I can only hope he doesn't really want to know me, because I don't want to know him. Right? Your friends will always appear to be your friends. They don't ever appear to be your enemies, right? Unless they're family. So let's deal with this brain parasite today, okay? We're gonna walk to the pentagram. So I make myself around the island in certain steps. So now we're walking around here, and we'll get to the pentagram in, 15 minutes to half an hour, and roughly. Break on through to the other side. Break on through it. That's right. That's how you do it, sonny. Break the hymen. This is Sam Donaldson, breaking the hymen on 60 Minutes. Breaking the hymen on Washington overspending. This is breaking the hymen on new economic changes introduced by the president. Break on through.